are trying to get whatever advantage they can out of the mud. So RBC's attack, it's a bit more considered. This one is flicked. Ooh, very inventive. That one will just go over. Malachi Woodley did well to adjust to the flight of the ball. He's trying to flick that one in. Sylvan was watchful.
He did very well, Sylvan, because he was expecting something maybe going to his left. Suddenly, it was to his right and dropping over his shoulder. And he did well, the big man, to lean backwards and flick that over the top. But because of his height, it made it a bit easier because it's just 8 feet or so. And he just reached up and got enough onto it. Well, actually, I thought he did touch it, but it doesn't seem that there was a touch, at least according to the officials.
Yeah, the commentators at odds with the officials this evening.
When does that not happen?
This is a game of facts, most importantly, but a lot of opinions. Scritchlow receiving. Squeezed out from the RBC press. This is Ransom trying to put in some defensive effort. That is going to be an offside call on Woodley.
Well, I have to say I'm really surprised by RBC, and they have come out so flat here today. Guardian Group, because of some difficulties before the game, they actually only started warming up 15 minutes before the match. And the other team was warming up for the previous 45 minutes, or at least they were here in their uniforms. And they've come out absolutely flat here. And that really shouldn't be, it should have actually been the other way around.
I think that's testament to what they have to contend with. They've been slugging through this mud for a bit, and I took a walk across the pitch. I couldn't imagine running.
You're a brave man to try to get through that quagmire there. I'm surprised we have you back alive. Free kick in a dangerous area, and here is the former Rangers defender, former national under 17 captain Ryan O'Neill, played in that outstanding St. Augustine team back in the 2000s.
A couple of musical greats in that squad, as you were telling me just before the match got started.
Yeah, there was Elton John, there was an Elton John and a James Brown in that team also.
It's going to be O'Neill trying to be on song. Looks good. Good piece of defending there, just making sure. He's going to go for a Guardian Group throw. That was a good effort there from the number 6, that's Brandon Charles, playing at centre back for RBC. Just cheating, just playing that ball into an open space. Keeper comes, thinks about it. It's going to be right at him though. That was a golden opportunity. The goal was almost gaping.
Well, not a bad effort there at all by Critchlow. I think the keeper was expecting him to take a couple touches, but he hit it immediately and almost caught the keeper out.
Yeah, just lacking for a bit of direction. That shot from Mr. Critchlow. Shooting again. Just trying to find that little area of space, set this player free.
Cheating played for Trendsetter Hawks last year in the Tiger Tanks under 20 competition. One of the outstanding substitute forwards who came on, really provided a lot of impetus for them getting the starting duties here.
A lot expected from him. These aren't professionals by any stretch, but his young legs will factor well in the front line for RBC. We're finding it a bit difficult. They may be better advised to come down the right side where the pastures are a lot greener. This is an opportunity for Poon Lewis. Well spotted by Christopher Hernandez. Almost 2-1 there for Guardian Group.
He had another opportunity earlier. He was brought down. This one maybe could have taken it just that little bit earlier, allowed the keeper to get the foot down and make the stop.
It's Woodley just losing out. It's being closely monitored by Jonathan Skinner. going to be a good matchup between these two players. They look very sprightly, very up for it.
Yeah, Jonathan Skinner, actually, just as the game started, Skinner was facing up to his opposite number there, Cheating. And he put in a sliding tackle that if he had gotten in contact with Cheating, he might have found himself off the field.
This is Cheating. Little pocket of space and just loses his footing. Gets it into the side netting. It's a good opportunity, and did speak about, have been laboring the point about the conditions. We see it factoring in that Cheating chance.
Yeah, he should have put that one away. He's had a couple of chances already. One he put wide earlier in the game. That was just after RBC scored, but again unable to put this one away.
Cheating that block off of Ransom. It's cross inside and it's just behind Raphael Critchlow. That's not Critchlow, that is Hinkson.
Well, he did the right thing, Hinkson. He went for the near post, expecting the ball to come into that unprotected area. Unfortunately, the forward had his head down and chipped it behind him. There was no one coming in support from the midfield, and that was and the chance went to begging again.
O'Neill just not on the right wavelength with the players further forward. Eventually chooses, that is Critchlow. Critchlow's ball is not what was required. This is Ransom. Ransom in a good area. Needs some support. He has 4 players around him, no options. Let's go all the way back to his left back, Jonathan Skinner. Skinner is 2 pegged in. That was Hinkson. Scored a goal. Sydney looks up for more.
Yeah, clipped there by Hinkson there. Hinkson got that chance, and he and this man has had a big battle on so far, and you can see he's been suffering for his art. He's absolutely drenched right now.
It can't be more than half hour on the pitch. He's already a picture of a player. He's run a full 90. This ball forward is for Guardian. It falls to Critchlow. He's looking for the contact, guts it. That is a penalty. Penalty to Guardian Group and an opportunity to take the lead once again.
Yeah, that was a clear penalty. I don't think they'll have too many arguments about that. That ball, again, the elements have provided so much trouble here for the defense of the RBC team. The ball stuck in the mud. The defender couldn't get it out of his feet. And there was the skipper of the Guardian Group in to get the touch. And Raphael Critchlow has the chance now to put his team 2-1 ahead. He will take the penalty. He's won himself.
True captain. Dusts himself off. Christopher Hernandez is staring right down the barrel. Captain versus keeper. Who will come out on top? Referee just going through his final checks and balances. This is Critchlow. Slots it. That is 2-1. Guardian Group lead again.
Yeah, no arguments there. That was well hit by Critchlow, straight down the middle and slammed it in past the keeper, and no arguments about that one. Certainly, he won the penalty himself, did well, reacted faster than the defenders to get the ball out from under his feet, and then as he was about to shoot, the defender's foot came in, sliced him down, and obviously knowing that the keeper is going to choose one side, he went straight down the middle, and well taken, and Christopher Hernandez had no chance of saving that.
Textbook stuff from the captain as RBC takes the kickoff. Once again chasing this match, and it's going to get progressively worse for them, especially if they keep trusting that left side. They really should get word to them that the right side is good. This is a shot coming in though. So good shot from Cheating, just testing the keeper, and again it will roll in. That is an instant equalizer. Antonio Cheating puts RBC back in it almost instantly.
Well, what a reply here from the RBC team. This one is shaping up to be an instant classic here already. So we've had 2 goals within the space of the minute, and almost from the kickoff, they've gone down there, cleaved through this defense of the Guardian Group team, and they have the goal back. I think the defense definitely at fault for that one, and perhaps some blame can be attached to the keeper, but no doubt about the effort here by RBC to get back on even keel.
Proper football match here on Sunday evening at UTT's ground in O'Mera. KFC IBFL action coming to you live. This Guardian Group again tries to get back in the lead. It's been seesaw stuff so far, Video.
Yeah, it certainly has been. And when you're talking about 2 teams who are at the bottom, basically, of the table, RBC in 8th place with just 5 points, Guardian Group just ahead of them. We're in 7th place on 6 points. They do also have a game in hand. One of their games was postponed earlier, so they will actually be hoping to get a top 6 position and find themselves in a good position going into the knockout stage of the tournament.
Stewart Lee coming very deep just to get position. That ball from Cheating will go to the Guardian Group players. It's a good ball in from Critchlow. A shot from Poon. Just gets caught in the puddle. Won't trouble Hernandez too much.
Young Hernandez, the son of the manager of the team, Marlon Hernandez, former player himself, did play for RBC in this league. Very much a second-generation RBC player, you have to say.
Real football heritage here for RBC. As they continue to try that central area, it's worked for them. They do have 2 goals to their credit. Certainly somebody has to see that this is the better part of the pitch for them to play. This ball is up from Ransom. Looking for Poon Lewis. Call his bigger man as Poon Lewis flies back onto the pitch. Back into action.
Well, he is a keeper by trade at the professional level, but
throwing himself about as Cheating. It's an excellent tackle, and Cheating has another bite. It's eventually smothered by Theo Silvan, but that tackle from Skinner was goal saving.
Yeah, it certainly was, and really a great credit there to the goalkeeper Silvan. That one, the striker was just about to release that one. He was just about to put his foot through that ball, and he dived very bravely in and took an awful, the sound of that coming off his body. Well, I don't think he'll forget that for any period of time, but that's a great save, and it's kept his team at even keel here. It has been a pretty good comeback here from the RBC team. They have been outplayed largely in the first 25 minutes of this game by Guardian Group, a team that we would have expected to have been really put to the sword early in this game, but that hasn't really happened. Great credit to Guardian Group, but also now equally great credit to the RBC team as they have come back and put this one back to 2-2.
Yeah, put to the sword by Republic Bank last week. Poon Lewis scored a double in that one.
Yeah, that one ended 4-4. That was something to see. 8-8, 26 goals last week in the entire league's play in match day 5 of the competition. So 26 goals, you're getting your value for your money definitely with these games.
Certainly a value combo of football matches last weekend.
An 8-piece you got last week, you said?
And some sides. Just hoping that this week's action can help us wash it down. This ball comes out. This is Ajani McIntyre. McIntyre gives it back to O'Neill. O'Neill is being beckoned further up the pitch. He curses his luck. Shot is from distance. It's going to bubble. Sylvan assures that he does have control of it.
Yeah, that was a shank of a pass there by O'Neill. Looked like a golfer trying to play a fade, and it went the other way completely. But the save by Silburn was a good one. That one really jumped on him. We saw that last couple of weeks in a game that I would have done here. It's just slightly lower at that point of the goal. And keepers have to be very careful because you're going to try to go down to make the save to your right. And then suddenly the ball is about 3 feet above you.
Certainly a lot to consider for a man with gloves on this pitch. I mean, if you're a man on this pitch in general, all 22 are called to focus. Especially at this point, it's going to be a free kick from Rafi Critchlow. Plenty to aim at. It's heading to O'Neill. It's a good clearance. It's back with Guardian Group. Again, pressed into a mistake. It's difficult for them to find easy outlets, but they do in that occasion. It's good stuff. That progress is halted. Kadeem Peters was the one surging up from right back for Guardian Group, excuse me.
Guardian Group couldn't take advantage of that mismatch in the middle there. Ryan O'Neill was just behind the much smaller Brandon Charles. But great credit to Charles, the man they call Flakes. He went up there and he got the header in front of Ryan O'Neill, who's at least half a foot taller than he is.
Yeah, certainly flexing his muscles. Nothing to say about the solidity of either team's defense. They're both guilty so far of a couple of gaffes. Can be forgiven. As it stands, the score is 2-2.
Has been a talking point among the coaches. Several of the coaches have been lamenting the fact that they really don't have the teams to train and work on defensive structure during the week. These are amateur teams, by the way. And as a result of that, we've seen, and because of the different fitness levels and that we would have seen at the TTPFL 1 and 2 levels, you tend to find a lot of goals scored late. In fact, the champion team of last year, that's Aero, they have given up something like 7 points for the season already from winning positions. And when you're stuck at the bottom on 2 points, now 9 points could have been, you could have been in second place or in position to defend your title. And that's the margins here. The fitter teams really, or the teams with fitter players, have been able to do a lot better in this competition.
And those individuals can come into play later on into the match. Does follow that better condition would make you better prepared for the full 90 or the full 80, as it were. This is Ransom. He does seem to be in good condition. He patrols that centre mid for Guardian Group. This is a shot though. Looked to be scuffed. Eventually taken outside by Hernandez.
Yeah, there have been some good defensive midfielders in this tournament I've seen so far. Former Northeast Stars player Mark Leslie has actually been involved. He was the best I've seen so far. This man, Ransom, has been very good today. He's been switching the play very well. He seems to be running on a different field altogether because he doesn't seem to be bothered at all by the heavy surface.
Yeah, that is the difference. The aforementioned Leslie, man known as Passion, showing his passion throughout the league.
In fact, he has it on the back of his t-shirt.
The evergreen Mark Leslie continues to wow audiences throughout Trinidad and Tobago. As these teams hope to wow on the pitch. It's been good excitement in the opening half hour. So a bit of an infringement. Foul from Skinner. This halts play for RBC. Ransom just trying to keep it halted for a little while as his team recovers.
Yeah, Skinner has committed quite a few fouls in this match already. The first tackle, as I mentioned, he was a bit lucky to stay on the field for that because intent alone, he came in with all studs showing. He's been lucky not to get a yellow card so far.
That is the first half. You can hear from the applause across the pitch that it has been a good one. Score is 2-2 at halftime. Goals coming from Jacques Poon Lewis, Antonio Cheating, Raphael Critchlow and Matthias Hinkson. It's been a really good first half video.
Yeah, it certainly has been. It's been very, very entertaining so far between these two teams. RBC came out very flat. Guardian Group did well to get back up on front 2-1, but great credit to RBC. They looked a bit more solid in the latter part of the first half and got the equalizer. They really should have had another one, but some excellent work at the defense by O'Neill and his defenders, and by Theo Silvan, the tall goalkeeper at the back. He's provided some critical saves here for Guardian Group, and it's kept it at 2-2.
What do you expect from the second half of this match?
Well, I expect to see more goals for one in the second half. But the team that has had the lion's share of possession has been the Guardian Group team, because they've been playing with the better of the conditions in attack. Now it's the turn of RBC. Can they actually use those conditions better? Because Guardian Group have expended all of that energy in the first half. In the second half, they have that... the Oropouche Lagoon to really go through there at the moment, north and south combined, it seems. Yes. And it's going to be very difficult for them. Have they expended all of their energy? Will they be able to contend with that? Have they found a way around it? Well, we'll see in the second half.
We will see indeed. It's going to be a bit of a short break. We'll be back with the second half of this match between RBC and Guardian Group, poised very precariously at 2-2. Stay with us. of your picture. This is the second kit of Guardian Group, the purple. So they attack the goal on the right. Jack Poon Lewis just getting into a bit of a imbroglio with his marker. Do well to escape and eventually saved by the whistle.
Barry York has been almost like a shadow. In fact, it was York that brought him down inside the area early in the first half. No penalty was given that time. But those two very similar physiques and in speed, so they're sort of cancelling each other out. Cheating has been able to get away. Poonless, correction, has been able to get away and score once though in the contest.
That's 3 and 2 for Poon Lewis. This one just floats into the grateful hands of Christopher Hernandez. So this is cheating. It's a good scoop. It shows that he's learnt his lesson. This is Hinkson, one of the goal scorers in the first half. 2 goal scorers combining in that play. Hinkson just running out of options.
He's very much right-footed, Hinkson, so it's very predictable where he's going to be going. And the defender read it very well. He had him covered completely, and as soon as he showed enough of it, was able to knock it away to get the throw in.
Yeah, it's good work from Kadeem Peters. And again from Peters, just intercepting, breaking up that play. It's a good turn. This is Lee. Ball is into space. It's a good touch. Ooh, and almost in. Oh! Really should have been on goal from Hinkson. It was a golden opportunity video.
Well, that looks more like a clearance than it really should have hit the target from maybe about 10 yards away from the goal. He had at least about a meter or two to aim at and missed it completely. A complete shank there from Hinkson.
And this is Hinkson with a chance at redemption. Turns his man, goes down and gets the penalty. This is RBC's first chance to go ahead. It's great work from Matthias Hinkson.
Yeah, he has a chance to make amends now, because he really should have scored just a minute before that. But this time, took the ball well down inside of the area, had the attention of the 2 central defenders, took a couple of touches, increased the nervous energy inside of the defenders in front of, just behind him. And as he made his move, they just cut him down. And to his credit, he really didn't go down flopping, looking for the penalty. Tried to play on. Referee saw no advantage and had no choice but to call the penalty. The problem now is that can they find a spot, because it's been absolutely covered over at the moment.
As we await the penalty in this KFC Interbank Football League match between RBC and Guardian Group. RBC looking for the lead for the first time in this match. Just a couple minutes into the second half. The 49th minute. It's going to be Hinkson. And it's going to be a goal. That is number 3. And a double for Hinkson. He's on a hat-trick.
Yeah, he went down the middle just to the left of the goalkeeper, who had gone right, guessed wrong, and Hinkson finds the net here for the second time this evening. And as you mentioned, RBC going ahead 3-2. They did have a very exciting 4-all draw with RBL last week. That's Republic Bank Limited last week. And certainly they will want to put some distance here on the Guardian Group. The Guardian Group went ahead 2-1. Since then, they've scored 2 unanswered goals here, the RBC team, and I think that they really need to get this next goal. If they do, they could certainly put the game beyond Guardian Group.
Hinkson just smelling blood in the water. Good piece of football there just to get away at Johnny McIntyre. It's a couple for company. Spoon is unable to get it out of the mud. Good patience shown there by Christian Latopi.
And just in case you're wondering, he is related to Russell Latopi, the nephew of Russell.
Came in for some pecan during the opening exchanges between these teams. While the teams were getting ready from his own teammates nonetheless.
fact, his teammates were telling us that they got the wrong Latipi, they say. And the thing about young Latipi, Christian, he has a great sense of humor. He was just bellowing with laughter all the way through. Sure, he's heard it before.
No coincidence, of course, he's playing right next to Jabari York in the midfield for RBC.
Where have we heard that combination before, York and Latipi? Perhaps on the golf course.
Or a carnival fete near you. This is a throw in the other direction. It's recovered by RBC. So we get a taste of the 6 o'clock out of Piaco.
Heading to Tobago, no less.
Spoon just trying to scoop it out of danger, of trouble really. It's McIntyre. Runs into Matthias Hinkson. It's Hinkson on the run now. This is a good ball just over that man Peters. Peters does well.
He did just enough there, Peters, to get that one away from, at least provide enough pressure to get the forward to clip that one over the line there. But another good move that has come to nothing here for the RBC group. Guardian have not had much of a too much of a response here to what's been happening to them in this second half. They look a little bit flat here. They have to find something and get something going.
This man could be the impetus, or could provide the impetus. That is Johnny McIntyre's ball across. A good shot. Looked to be a pass. Looked to be a pass from the defender to his keeper. You can hear everyone in a purple shirt bellowing. The ball still goes though. This is cheating. In on goal. Tries to backheel it. Backs to the wall stuff. That is Skinner, the hero for Guardian Group.
Well, that's what we've seen from cheating. He's tended to hold on to the ball too long, and that instance, they really should have blasted it in. You're 2 feet away from the goal. There's really no reason for all that embellishment, and he's getting a real earful from some of the supporters of this RBC team, and rightly so. He could have actually put his team way beyond Guardian Group already in this game.
Yeah, that really could have been the final nail in the coffin for a Guardian Group team that has come out flatter, and we did speak about the amount of energy they expended in the first half. Seems to be telling here in the second. Meanwhile, RBC look very much committed to pushing this lead forward. That is a great save. Well taken by Sylvan.
Yeah, he really had to use every inch of his frame there to fly across to his right and make that stop. And did well to get in that one. That could have been RBC away and gone.
McIntyre just puts it back for Peters. Peters is looking for Bonaparte Williams.
Williams hasn't had much to write home about. He's only touched the ball about 4 times in the game. And whenever he's touched it, well, he's had a couple of the central defenders have been right there on his, just behind him. So he hasn't been able to do too much for the Guardian Group team up in front.
Yeah, the more mobile Guardian Group players play around him, looking for those balls just off of him. Some hold-up play maybe. Hasn't come to pass for them.
Charles trying to make his way down the right, just almost hit the ball into the AR2 Stephen Jones, the man from South Orbuch.
That is Peters putting in a tackle, even in the opposition half. He's been very dedicated, eye always on the ball. Not on that occasion. Hinkson just finds a pocket of space. The pass is a bit ballooned. It's good football on the left-hand side. That was Malachi Woodley just losing out. Cleared by Ransom. It's Bonaparte Williams missing out again.
The first touch really has to be assured here in this particular surface, just like that from Ryan O'Neill. But if you don't get control of it immediately, you will be in serious trouble, because these guys are not holding back. They're sliding in every time.
And even if they want to hold back, there's not much grip on this pitch. So you have to legislate for that as well. Certain players just seem to be at home in the muddy conditions. This is Jacques Poon-Lewis. That's a goal to his credit already. He's looking just in that moment for Johnny McIntyre.
Yeah, played the no-look pass, but it fooled everyone, including his teammate.
So 3-2 the score. RBC making good on their first half promise. Just take the lead for the first time in this match. This match between these two teams in the KFC IBFL. It's been a real slug of a match, Video.
Yeah, it certainly has been. It's been very, very difficult for both teams. But RBC have found their way through, and they've gotten 3 goals. There are goals to the good here, and another goal from them. And I think you might see Guardian Group just losing heart in a big way in this game. But they to keep their hopes alive in this game, they have to get the next goal.
This is Critchlow in search of that. That is good eyes from the defender, though. There's Antonio Astic just keeping him quiet. May have switched with him. This is Latapi. This is cheating. Good fight from him. To be a bit of obstruction. Referee didn't heed Malachi Woodley's appeal.
Woodley was looked like he was definitely impeded there. Referee had a different interpretation of it. The defender actually seemed to know exactly what he was doing there. Got rid of Woodley, who might be in here.
Just overhearing one of the players saying that they're out of the mud. I'd be hard-pressed to find a spot on the pitch that is really and truly out of the mud, but this is some good progress. This is cheating. In on goal. Goal! That is number 4. And another brace from that cheating Hinkson combination. Score is 4-2, RBC lead.
Yeah, it was always going to happen there. They were stretched at the back, their Guardian Group. The central defender had come out of the pocket, and the right back had come up to really put in that tackle on, was it Hinkson was the man? Correction, it was Hinkson. And then he combined very well with Cheating, and that pass really just destroyed the defense. Cheating just had a chance to step in, go around the keeper, and slot it in. Nothing that Sylvan could have done. And that's 4-2. RBC are 2 goals ahead, a 2-goal cushion, and that's also 3 unanswered goals. So it tells you that the momentum in this match has absolutely shifted completely here. Guardian Group have to do something, and they have made a substitution here.
Man coming off is Dawodu Bonaparte Williams. Word on his replacement shortly. Number 17 is the man on for Guardian Group. Just identify him for you properly as Critchlow just gets out of a spot of bother. This is Ransom.
So 4-2 ahead here, RBC. And a cheating goal, could that be the critical moment in the game that has put it beyond Guardian Group? That's a knock forward. They're looking for the run of the captain of the Guardian Group team. They will regain possession here. And he has drifted out of the game largely here, Raphael Critchlow. And Critchlow, one of the organizers of the Guardian Group team, asking players to get in behind to make the stops. Ransom dispossessed, has to get back in defense here. It's a nice looking ball, and has found Astic. Astic has lost control of it, and a knock forward here for the RBC team. Well, that's going to be a foul, and that is and a free kick just outside of the area, and the man who's put in the tackle there, the captain of the RBC team, is going to get the yellow card. And that was a last-ditch tackle. He really got beyond them there, the Guardian Group player, Jacques Lewis, and he was brought down, and that is going to be a yellow card, and it's gone the way of Brandon Charles. So Charles has gotten the yellow card, and it's going to be a free kick here in a very dangerous position. Ideal conditions here for the left footer to pick out the far post.
Even more surprising, that is the first card of the match. This late stage, number 17 that came on is Dion McLeod. He is going to lead the attack for Guardian Group, who have this free kick. Standing behind it, Johnny McIntyre, Raphael Critchlow, and Kadeem Drayton. Joining them is Ransom. He had a good opportunity last weekend. Spent a bit too much of that first post. Several options. The referee makes his final checks and balances. Just gets that wall in order. It's going to be Critchlow. Good looking shot. Great save.
Just over the head of the keeper, Theo Silva, and he was there. That one was dipping. It was going to go under the bar, and he did well to stick up that big right hand and make the stop. And I think he's gone down here. Correction, Hernandez was the man making the stop. And he's gone down rather heavily here, Hernandez. And I think he might, it looks like it's a touch of cramp here. It may not be the goalkeeper's running a lot through the mud, but it is very difficult, especially on that right side, that goal on the right side of your picture.
And a bigger than usual bag of ice comes out. Maybe an indication of the type of treatment needed. It brought some for anybody else needing some treatment.
Yeah, I think he is carrying an injury, and perhaps well, of course, his dad is the head coach, so he would have known pretty much that he is carrying something of an injury, so the ice is on. In the meantime, RBC are making a change here, and the outstanding defensive midfielder is Dilwyn Lee looks like he's gonna come off. Well, Lee has come off, and it's Sean Roper has come on in his place. Roper was actually listed to start, Jovan, but there was a last-minute change. Roper came off, and Christian Latipi was put in as a start. Looks like the keeper's going to be well. It's that right hamstring that seems to be the problematic area here. And in fact, it wasn't the physio that came on, it was his dad. So showing great parental concern there, in addition to passing on some tactical advice.
Convenient, that meeting on the pitch. It's going to be McIntyre's corner. Plenty to aim at. So the first post. Flick doesn't come off. That's a great shot. Great technique from Ransom. This is McIntyre's ball once again. Gets it to Critchlow. Captain just unable to get past his marker. Yeah, picked up a touch. This is cheating. Cheating, just trying to find Hinkson. They've had a almost telegraphic or telepathic link throughout this match. Hinkson picks it up again and does the new man. It's great football coming from them to substitute, finding Hinkson again. Hinkson with an opportunity. Let's try to get that one across for Malachi Woodley.
Good work there by Brathwaite to get Brathwaite, correction. I've been doing a lot of cricket, so you would expect a few Brathwaites there. But Brathwaite did well to get in the path of that and put it away to get it away from goal.
This is cheating, just being taken off ball from Dylan McLeod. McLeod has the freshest legs in this Guardian Group lineup so far, or right now at this moment. Clean pair of heels being shown though on the far side. This is cheating. This is Latopi. It's a free kick.
Somehow that has gone against Cheating, who just seemed to get the shot in. Well saved by the keeper. Didn't see too much wrong with that. Cheating has actually looked like he's come out the worst out of that challenge. Definitely not a foul committed by Cheating, nor did it seem to be a foul going the other way. And I don't think that if you're looking at Cheating right now, you will not believe that that is a pair of white shorts that he's come out in.
Yeah, the brown and black uniform, a stark contrast to the one that they began the match in.
In fact, in that play, just before the whistle went, Latopi actually had a chance to knock that one in, but just pulled out of the shot as the whistle went. So definitely a great chance there for RBC to get the goal with just over 18 minutes to go in this game.
Anything can happen in these minutes. Score, of course, is 4-2. 2 goals may seem like a big margin, but with the right amount of determination can be overturned. That is McLeod just getting involved. All up there was from York. This is McIntyre with Latopi for company. It's a very stiff tackle there coming in from Bury. Referee did see some contact. It's going to be a free kick.
Lewis looks like he's going to take this one. And he's actually been pretty good on that left side. If anything, he's held on to the ball too long at times. And in that particular area of the field, that's not the thing you want to do. You want to get rid of it as quickly as possible. Definitely not the field for tiki-taka.
Definitely not, and maybe forgiven for holding on too much. He's been accustomed to holding on in his regular disposition on the football pitch. As Peters restarts his attack for Guardian Group, flicked on by Critchlow. Critchlow's looking for the return from McLeod, putting in a very dangerous tackle on Sean Roper.
Yeah, Roper went flying, and well, his white shorts are not looking like they're going to be white for much longer at the moment here. He went flying, rear first into the mud. He went flying away from that tackle.
He's sporting a two-tone pants right now. Different in the back and the front. As Poon Lewis strives and only gets a throw.
He is the Jorge Campos of this team, isn't he? Remembering the Mexican goalkeeper out of the 1990s. He loved to play forward every now and again.
This is a good shot though. Hey! Almost into the far post. If he had the wrong angle, he could be forgiven for getting excited. That's a good opportunity.
Well, Jorge Campos did score a couple like that, so he's doing his best version of the Jorge Campos shot from the left side. And Campos an outstanding goalkeeper also. So that one almost getting that into the top corner. That could have been a spectacular way to get back into the game.
You have to think it will re-energize this Guardian Group team, who have flattened as the game has progressed. Good looking kick out from the back. It's going to come to Latopi. Stinks that one over in the direction of Hinkson. Good fight coming on his hands from Jonathan Skinner. Both Skinner and Hinkson just doing battle. Hinkson comes out the better. This is cheating. Always seems to be where the ball is in the attacking third. Suffering a while ago, seems to be back up to full fitness.
Yeah, he seems to be back in it there, but the damage has already been done. Those 3 goals, 2 by Cheating and 1 by Hinkson, have really put RBC in a great position here to go on to win the game and pick up the 2 points, the 3 points for the win.
It's Roper just getting mixed in. Being cancelled out by his opposite number, Tariq Ransom. Spoon Lewis believing in himself, even against 3 players. This is Ransom just trying to scoop that one into the attacking area. It's a good turn inside from O'Neill. Turn forward now. Ooh, and almost for Ryan O'Neill.
Just the wrong side of the post there for Ryan O'Neill. That's a lovely bit of play there. The central defender turning back the years, the 34-year-old. And just the way he stepped around the goalkeeper, you thought that was you're gonna see the net bulge there after with that shot.
Yeah, and the technical end of this pitch as the sun comes down over Trinidad and Tobago. See the pastels of the evening sky. RBC can be forgiven for taking their time to get this one out of their own area. Good ball from Roper. Well into the space, but it's well cleared by Braffett. This is Hinkson. Still has energy. Peters does too. Pushes them forward. This is man McLeod. Just cut off that pass from Critchlow. This is Roper. It's Roper again recovering. It's Astic. Oof. You can hear the contact in that tackle.
Well, York pretty lucky there not to get a card because the studs were showing with that tackle. Came sliding in, and luckily for him, referee Anil Joseph has taken a fairly lenient view of that one.
Here comes the free kick from Guardian. It's going to go directly to O'Neill. Great piece of intervention from Hernandez. O'Neill tees it up for Ransom. Ransom isn't able to get it under his spell. Here come RBC once again. Players now slipping and sliding in desperation, trying to get that ball away from their goal.
Catalogue of errors there because several misplayed passes, but Ransom just seems to be running through it as though he has webbed feet.
This ball is up for Poon Lewis. Ooh, and a goal! He's on a double. Could this be the comeback for Guardian Group?
Yeah, that's an excellent bit of work there by Poon Lewis. Got the ball inside in that the centre forward position, brought it down and hit the shot just beyond the goalkeeper. Got a hand to it, couldn't keep it out of his net. And he actually looked as though he felt he was offside there, Poon Lewis, suddenly realizing, hey, it is going to count. And he picked up the ball and ran back in. But he's pulled his team back in it. And with just over 10 minutes to go in this game, well, it could be Guardian Group on their way back.
4 goals in 2 matches for Jadel Poon, sorry, that's Jacques Poon Lewis, the brother of Jadel Poon Lewis. Did say it would re-energize them. Here come Guardian Group again. This is McLeod. Does well to win a free kick for them. This is Ransom just trying to push it forward out of the mud and be saved by the referee's whistle.
It's Guardian Group's first game since early in the first half, so they've gone about 40 minutes without threatening the goal, and suddenly they have one. And it was what was alarming, therefore, if you are an RBC supporter, is the massive hole between the two centre-backs. You could have driven a PTSD bus through them.
Indeed, or stacked several KFC buckets, one right next to the other. As it stands, this match, this KFC IBFL match, it's very precariously poised coming into the final knockings of it. This is O'Neill. Used to be a defender about 60 minutes ago. Now he's very much a striker for this Guardian Group team.
Yeah, well, it's not a bad shout to have a big defender out there, like maybe put a Saul Campbell up in front. So big battering ram of a defender he is. More of a throwback to the lumbering frontman that we've had in the past year. He's gone up there and he's made a real nuisance of himself. Those two central defenders have had a really awful time taking any kind of control of him.
Here's another of the nuisances on the pitch. This is Hinkson being encouraged not to get creative, but just go to the corner flag. These efforts are applauded by the RBC support. Very much out in their numbers this evening.
Yeah, Guardian Group, they've pushed, in addition to cheating and the skipper Critchlow, Ryan O'Neill is actually playing as an alternate centre forward at times. Now he's going to drop back into defence here. Shades of Sheffield United here, with their central defenders going up in attack every now and again.
Showing every bit of their versatility. This is Hinkson. Does trick his way out of the corner. That is a foul. This will be a bad one. Let's see what the referee will do. Not digging in his pocket. Just wants to have a conversation. Just want to talk, he says.
Drayton looks a little card shy here, but he said, no, just want to talk to you, no card. And Drayton steps away. He looked like he was stepping into the principal's office there for a moment. Luckily for him, he's not been carded.
Maybe adding a little grace to the referee for the conditions. It's very hard to control yourself when you're running at full tilt in the direction of the opposition player.
And that's why when you have referees who have played the game, at least at some level, they're more understanding of situations like this. The referee, Joseph, a former San Juan Jabote youth player, so he has played a lot of minor league football, so he does add that to his game.
Yeah, I don't want to age him, because he said a former San Juan Jabote player, but he's only in his 20s, isn't he?
34, actually, he is. 34, he told us. He doesn't look a day over 20, to be honest.
As the smoke clears, it's going to be a RBC free kick on the far side. Referee is being asked to keep his eye on his watch. This one is going to go into the middle of the goal. Header! Flicked on, won't go anywhere close to the back of the net.
Looked like Latipi was the man who was getting in there. Just seemed to come off the back of his neck more than anything else and went away. And luckily away from goal.
At his height, you don't really think he's going to get to a header. Showing some good feet here, though. That low center of gravity coming into play. Dancing a couple defenders. Still in control and lays it off eventually.
Well, his first name is Christian, not Russell. But he looked like Russell there, the way he went about doing that.
Christian making the supporters a believer on the far side. This is a great piece of football, great combination play. It's going to be Roper. Not Roper, but another of the substitutes.
That's Paris, Zion Paris, who is on here for the RBC team, the number 10, propping up in that inside left position. If anything, he may have had the opportunity just to take one more touch. Decided to lash it with the left foot. The angle definitely against him, and hit it into the side netting.
He may want to stand up these defenders. Don't know if they can get started or restarted, especially at his pace. Very fresh legs at this point of the match. It's going to come to him. Let's see what he can do with it. There's Peters, keeping a very close eye and does very well to win it back. Does well to let it go for a throw.
It's not the fastest Peters, but he's a very good reader of the game. And just looking to see when Paris was going to just take that touch, and he was there in an instant and knocked it away from him. Very clever defender is Peters, and you've seen this from him several times during the game. The goals have really come on the other side of the field where he's not defending.
He's been very watchful. Here's another shot and a goal! Malachi Woodley finally gets the goal that his efforts deserve. That is number 5 for RBC. And that has to be said, that may be the final nail.
Yeah, that certainly could be the final nail, coming just inside the last 5 minutes of the game. And Malachi Woodley, who's put in a lot of good work in this match. That's certainly one of the better goals in this game, if not the best, at least in the way that he took it, got it on the right foot, cradled it on the outside of the right foot, just scooped it past the defender, and a nice finish, really curled it into the far corner. Nothing that Sylvan could have done about that. He's conceded 5 goals, he's produced some fine saves today, but unfortunately it looks now that RBC are going to go on to win this one.
It's a reminder, the score 5-3. RBC showing up to this one. They remarked that they were slower to begin, but they've surely been the better at the end.
Yeah, they certainly have, and I really was wondering how much all that effort that Guardian Group would have expended playing in that really muddy area just out in the center of the field, inside their own half. They spent an enormous amount of time just trying to slug it out there with the RBC team, and RBC, it looks like they've just absolutely drained themselves in the first half.
Yeah, it didn't seem to show up to the second half, except for that spark from Poon. This is O'Neill trying to put a more gloss on the goal. It's a great save on the first post.
Good bit of work there by O'Neill. He's trying his level best. Those 2 efforts that he's made so far, either of them could have been 2 really brilliant individual goals, but that one thwarted by the keeper and the defense. It's all hands on deck here for RBC at the back, but it's a lone battle he's fighting at the moment. He's the only one that looks likely to score this time for the Guardian Group.
Just about 2 more minutes remaining in regulation time in this match between RBC and Guardian Group, this KFC Interbank Football League match. It's been great value for money, an 8-piece.
And it could be more. Won't have to pay extra for that. And this field has been so well cut here, cut up by the play today. There is still a match to be played on this afterwards, and I'm sure that those 2 teams that are coming in after, that is Aero, the defending champions who are at the bottom of the table, and 3rd place Scotiabank, those 2 will certainly be taking notes about how they need to go about here. All of the goals have come, the majority of the goals, when you look at it, have come on the northern side of the ground. And that is where the majority, I think we've had maybe 1 goal, if not 2 goals, on the southern side, and the other 6 have come on this side. No surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, one side is worse for wear than the other. It's getting worse still, even as we go into the final minute of regulation. Ball from Roper. It's going to be Latapi now. Cross from Latapi. Ooh, and a goal! Just slipping under the keeper. That is Malachi Woodley's brace. And that is 6 for RBC.
Yeah, they have hit them for 6 here. The Guardian Group arriving late to the party, literally, for the game, and they have been torn apart here in the second half. It was 2-2 at the half, but they have been outscored here by 4-1 in the second half, and fitness really has told. This outstanding effort here from RBC. They came early, they did all the warm-ups, and really they have played a better game here. And in the second half, Poon Lewis, Cheating, Hinkson, and Woodley, they've been outstanding, and they've been well with this victory here today.
Yeah, 2 goals apiece for that. Attacking 3 behind the lone forward, Malachi Woodley, Antonio Cheating, and Matthias Hinkson. All eyes on them this evening. They're going to lead their teams to honours. Seems almost certain. This is Ransom just trying to add some drama to the end of this match.
He's had such a good game, but unfortunately he's going to finish on the losing side.
Yeah, that ball from McIntyre is going to be clawed away. Christopher Hernandez will be forgiven for taking a moment on the pitch.
Yeah, I think he's injured. It is once again that right leg. This is the third time now he's going to have to get treatment for it. His dad was on with him a couple minutes ago with the ice pack, and now that enormous chunk of glacial ice is coming back on to do some treatment here for Hernandez, who's gone down for the third time in the second half alone.
Certainly heart and soul from the RBC keeper, helping his team to very comfortable lead in this 9-goal thriller.
Yeah, it's been high scoring, hasn't it? Been in this tournament so far. 26 goals last week. Every round has produced more and more goals. There was a blowout in the second round, and after that, well, it's been a nightmare, really. Coaches have been pulling their collective hair out all the way through this league. When I've talked to them before matches and after matches, talking about the goals, they haven't been able to work on defensive structure. They've just been able to give general instructions to their defenders. But it's been great to watch, really, for the spectators. They're enjoying it. They're seeing a lot of goals. Who wants to see a 1-0 or a 0-0 scoreline? I don't think there's been a 0-0 scoreline in this competition so far. They have all of the matches have been decided. There have been goals in every one.
Yeah, and if you're a neutral, this is certainly a feast of football. Provided to you by the KFC Interbank Football League. As Hernandez gets back on his feet, seems he's going to be okay.
He looks
Only
like
has
the
a couple more.
walking wounded. Sorry there, Jovan. It looks like the walking wounded at the moment getting around there.
Just a couple more minutes to survive. Of course, play won't go on without him.
Into the third minute of time added on for stoppages. So any moment now, referee Joseph is going to call this off. I think we're going to see this in the second game. The team that uses the opportunity to play on this northern side, or as you're looking at it, the left side of the ground, which team plays better and are more potent in attack, they will turn out the winners here. Because you look back at this game, RBC have scored 4 goals on this side. Guardian, despite all of their possession, all of their attacks, were only able to get a couple. And when you look back at the number of missed chances in that first half on this side of the field, that is where this game has been decided.
Hopefully the teams involved in the second match are listening to this broadcast. Quick pointers there from Coach Video.
Well, the interesting thing is, Jovan, as you know, in a football match, the toss doesn't mean a whole lot. But it actually could in this game, because if I were the teams coming in after, I'd want to play from the southern end, attacking to the north in the first end. Now, that's not something you'll say much in a football match, do you?
That's true. It's a good point. All this West Indies versus India cricket has brought some parallels to the KFC IBFL, and grateful for Mr. Ramphal as this corner comes in from Ajani McIntyre.
The other sport can be useful, Jovan.
For sure. Oof. That is another acrobatic attempt from Jacques Poon Lewis. He had a couple of those last week, none of them landed. He is trying and trying again. Also on a hat-trick as he was last week.
I don't think we'll have enough time for anyone to get a hat-trick here, because we've already played 5 minutes. We're into the 5th minute of time added on for stoppages. I would expect at any moment now the referee's going to blow off this 40-minute half.
That's a piece ball for Antonio Astic was well defended. RBC counting down the time. Can expect a big noise from their support when the whistle does blow. That is Woodley on a hat-trick, but being asked to get on his feet.
Yeah, he looked very, very willing to go down there, just looking for the contact. In fact, before he hit the ground, his head had already turned towards the referee. And rightly, referee Joseph just telling him to get on with it.
It's a good combination there between Ransom and Noel. Sorry, O'Neill. O'Neill looks to have taken a knock. This is Ransom.
Well, he has some mud in the eyes, I think. Well, what a challenge that was by Brathwaite.
I think it's better that the referee finds the final whistle. It's getting rough.
And there will be a lot of frustration, especially for this Guardian Group team. Not that the game has been played in a nasty spirit at all. It's been a fine contest here. Unfortunately, they've come out on the losing side. And I think one of the reasons why, in going for that, to get the goals back, they pushed Ryan O'Neill up, and once he was lost to the defense in terms of his defensive quality, massive holes started to appear, and that's where the goals came from.
He's been a blessing at the other end, but his absence is a curse to this Guardian Group cause. On the other,
he very much is their insurance policy at one end, but at the other end, he has produced some fine moments, but no goals to go with it.
He seems to be in the recovery mode now, just making sure they don't leak any further goals as we await this final whistle from the referee. There is O'Neill just turning his marker as the support asks for one more on the far side.
And it's not the Guardian supporters, by the way, it's the RBC supporters. They want to see Lucky 7 go in.
Oof. Jacques Lewis coming in for some tough stuff there. He's back on his feet almost instantly.
No play acting in his game at all. He's just up and at him all the time. And it's been impressive, his fitness. He's been running all the way through. And what's also impressive, that he's camped out basically in that quagmire all the way through the game, and he's done well.
He's been asked to do the dog work and shown up. Oh, this is a Johnny McIntyre. Just unable to get the right connection.
This has got to be the longest, the most amount of time added on for stoppages. We're now in the 8th minute. Referee has the whistle finally in his hands. Looks like this is going to be the last play of the game.
Certainly Guardian Group is hoping for that. He's still continuing. Referee a bit hesitant to blow that final whistle as Jacques Lewis turns on the showtime. That is it. The ref has seen enough. RBC run out 6-3 winners and improve their position in this KFC Interbank Football League against Guardian Group. What kind of game did you see this evening, Video?
Yeah, certainly it was an entertaining game, not the kind for the purists and for those defensive-minded defenders, former national defenders watching this might be pulling whatever remains of their hair out at the moment. But certainly it has been very exciting for the spectators. But you really have to give great credit here to RBC. Down 1-0 and 2-1 at within halfway through the first half. They were able to come back and put 3 unanswered goals past this Guardian Group team. And the Guardian Group had to go for it. They had to push Ryan O'Neill up as an alternate striker to try to get something out of it. They were successful in getting at least 1 goal back, but at the other end, RBC were brilliant, and you had the likes of Cheating, Hinkson, and also Woodley. They reaped the benefits of that breach in the defense, and they were able to pile on the pressure. And 4 goals in the second half, and they put the 3 points away.
Succinctly put by Mr. Ramphal, it's been a pleasure bringing the first match to you. Guardian Group falling 6-3 to RBC. Will rest. You have to think that he'll rest very comfortably this evening after that performance. On behalf of...
After running in the mud, I think everybody's going to be resting a lot. It's been a difficult game, but Jovan, it's been really fun calling this one with you.
Yeah, on behalf of Vidya, and it has been very good time on behalf of Vidya Ramphal and the rest of the members of this crew. Just want to say bye from this one. Stay with us. We'll be back with Aero Services versus Scotiabank.